Hey guys, and welcome back. Now previously we had been talking about tools that we can use with respect to the ext based file systems. Now what I want to do is to pivot and talk about XFS based tools. Now like I say, originally XFS was tailored towards high performance, but with advances in ext systems the performance difference is really quite negligible. But nevertheless, traditionally Red Hat based systems tend to use the XFS file system structure. And as such, we do want to be understanding some of the tools that we have at our disposal to manage these systems. So one of the tools that we want to be aware of is one called XFS Dump. Now what this tool is going to do for us, it's going to be used in order to provide backups for a particular system. So if we do an ls-blk-f, let's say for example we wanted to back up our boot directory. So within boot EFI we have SDA1. If we want to back up the contents here, we could do that using XFS dump. So the syntax we could use in this case here is we could say XFS dump -f, and then we would specify whereabouts we want to create our backup. So let's maybe say we put it in our temp directory and we call the file backup boot, and then we specify what it is we want to back up. So we would back up boot EFI, and in doing so, XFS dump would allow us to take the contents here and back them up right here. So very, very useful tool indeed. Now we also have another command with respect to XFS. This one is called XFS restore. So if you wanted to take the backup that you had stored within the temp directory, I believe we called it something like say backup boot, if I'm not mistaken, we could feed this backup to XFS restore and ultimately restore the contents of what we have just backed up. Similarly, we also have another command called XFS_info. What this is going to do, it's going to allow you to see some basic information relating to our XFS file system. And that is information relating to currently mounted file systems. Now, one of the most important tools, at least in my opinion, is the XFS repair tool. That is ultimately an analog to Fisk. So it works the same way Fisk does, but Fisk, if you remember, only works on ext based systems. So if you happen to have a particular partition that is formatted with XFS, you will not be able to use Fisk on it. Instead, what you could use, like I say, is XFS repair. So really understand, for the purposes of the examination, on ext based systems, to repair them, no Fisk, instead XFS repair is the tool we're going to be using, and we can use it with really quite simple syntax. Again, we can just say XFS repair and then feed the actual file system that you want to repair. Maybe it's SDB1, whatever it may be. And ultimately, XFS repair is going to try to find any issues and repair them just in the same way we see when we happen to use the Fisk command. So really, for the purposes of the examination, we just want to be aware of that we have different tools with respect to our XFS based file systems. We can have XFS dump, which we can use to create backups. We can use XFS restore to restore those backups. If we want to be able to ascertain particular information about our file system, we can use XFS_info. And since we do not have the ability to use the Fisk tool, instead we can use XFS_repair and ultimately receive the same type of functionality to find and repair problems on our file system, this time when we're using XFS like we often are on Red Hat based systems. Okay doke, so that is us for our quick overview into the tools within XFS. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.